All right. Episode of Culture. Welcome in, welcome in. I'm Rob. You are here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's been a while. I've been under the weather. Got a little bit of an injury, but my late grandfather used to say, "One monkey don't stop no show." Or the show must go on, or whatever phrase floats your boat these days. It's good to be back. It's definitely good to be back, man. Glad to see you all out there, all my members of the culture. If you're just now joining us, it's your first time here, welcome. You're certainly welcome here. Folks, you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here right now listening to a bald guy on the internet. So that means more to me than you realize. Thank you for everybody that has been following our content, liking, sharing, subscribing, all of that stuff. Lots of fireworks outside for some strange reason. I don't know, man. The weird things they do around this place. Okay. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Thank you for anyone that has interacted with us in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Whether you liked, shared, commented, subscribed, followed, did any of that, we truly appreciate you, because without you, we are nothing here. Our channel started as a movement for culture that covers movies and music and gaming and all of that. But mainly, we started out collecting. I mean, I'm sure you can kind of tell that's where we started, right? And so, thank you for joining in. So I have to start this stream, and this is actually episode, I think this will be 10 of Catch the Fade podcast. See, 10 or 11. I can't remember. See, I told you things go crazy. But welcome into episode 10 of Catch the Fade podcast, the greatest streaming podcast that nobody knows about yet. I'm your host, Rob. I want to start this video like I do every other video, whether it's podcast or not. I want to give a special shout out to all of our benefactors out there, the channels that help us in many different ways through product or everything else, do what we do. So that list is typically the same as always. But big shout outs to my main man, Clever, over at Clever's Multiverse. If you have not followed his YouTube channel, you absolutely should be following him. But he has some thought-provoking content. I'm not just telling you that to go look at it. I'm telling you that because I've watched it. I'm also a client. If you're wondering what I'm doing right now, this Wolverine figure keeps falling, but I don't think you can see it. But yeah, there we go. It's all in there. So y'all can see back there. Clever's Multiverse, definitely one of the best channels to see. My main man Bones in the Necro Zoo. Shout out to D Hunter. D Hunter Reviews, the best man with DC, along with the DC Reviews. That man has got it all, along with my main man Bones in the Necro Zoo. Those are my DC kings out there. And by DC, I mean McFarlane specifically. If you ever have a question about a McFarlane figure, should you get it? Is it good? Is it worth it? All you got to do is go check out either one of those channels. I'll say it again, D Hunter Reviews and my main man Bones and the Necro Zoo. Shout out 5 Points of Articulation. Shout out Anthony's Customs. Shout out Mad Hunter Reviews. He doesn't enough love out here these days, so definitely shout out to him. And of course, I would be remiss if I did not mention a gentleman who I've talked to many times. I just got through watching his latest video on YouTube, so you need to go check him out. And that would be, and hopefully he's listening. I've been practicing. Ooh, what's up, collector? Bam, it's your boy, Tony the Toy Rat. That's right. Support my main man, Tony the Toy Rat, man. When it comes to dropping knowledge out here, especially in the world of statues, it's an underrated part of our collection hobby. We always talk about the action figures and Funko Pops and cars and stuff like that. But statues are making a huge comeback. I mean, I don't think they've really left, if you want my honest opinion. But they're making a huge comeback. Courtesy of one Todd McFarlane. He is making a lot of figures these days, but he's not the only one. But definitely those figures, when it comes to statues, Tony the Toy Rat is an absolute source of knowledge, wealth, and a very entertaining gentleman. You should definitely check out his channel, man. You'll feel different about toys and rats and cheese after you check them out. So shout out Tony the Toy Rat. All right, now that I got all the shout outs out of the way, we can go ahead and get right down to brass tacks of business, as they call it. What are we going to talk about today on episode 11? That's what we can call it 11. Episode 11 of Catch the Fade podcast. And it is a late episode, ladies and gentlemen. So first, second, let me apologize, because normally we try to always do this at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time each and every Thursday. So I want to apologize for that. I think next Thursday we'll be back on time, barring no more injuries. As I said, got a little bit of injury and the weather. I'm going to do the best I can. Let my face sustain me. We're going to talk about something that I think that has an interesting title. We have a November to remember, right? Probably thought I was going to say November to December, December to December. Might be an ECW reference. All of my wrestling fans out there, you guys know this is a wrestling channel too, right? So shout out to all of the wrestling fans that watch my podcast. Shout out to all of the ladies out here that support my podcast. Shout out to everybody out here, all my Funko Pop fans, all my Hot Wheels people, all of my McFarlane people, all my DC people, all my Marvel people, all my Beast Kingdom people, all my Mayfex, my CT Toys, all my NECA heads out there. Shout out to all of y'all, man. Y'all are all part of the collection, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to all of y'all that support us. We really appreciate you. But this will be a November to remember. What do I mean by that? Well, unless you've been underneath a rock, you would know that typically as you get into the fourth quarter, you get around that fourth quarter of the year. That's a retail term. I can't stop saying it. But when you get to around November, really about September, you start thinking about Christmas. But November is a month where a lot of toy companies, for lack of a better term, go into straight up Rick James F your couch mode when it comes to your wallet. That's what they do. So in November, I mean, if you've been watching the Gamerverse line, and you should have, the Gamerverse has been the hottest, one of the hottest topics people are talking about. You know how we feel on this channel about Gamerverse. We did our top 10, our mid top 10 year list. Our number one figure was that man right there. I don't call him a man because he's really, he's a Cynthia. But the Venom from Gamerverse, which was the first Gamerverse figure that we had here at the channel in the collection. An amazing figure. If you have not checked him out, this is almost 11 inches of danger. Okay, we are Venom. He's our number one figure for the year. So unless somebody, it is his title to lose. Could he lose it? Absolutely. I mean, he can lose it to anybody, but especially his Gamerverse brethren, because he's got some stiff competition, folks. We've got 6 different things, I think, coming out, and of course there is Target, and some of them are Target exclusive, Walmart exclusive, Amazon, and then they're everywhere. Like everybody has them. We've got that Wolverine Silver Samurai, which everybody's saying that this might be the definitive Wolverine. They say that about every Wolverine because there's only like 1 million of them out there. I'm no one to complain. I got like 6 myself, so I get it. But there'll be that Wolverine that gets real low to the ground. Because remember in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I'm going back if you hadn't played those games, he was like right here. He could punch you in the ball of your foot. He just get real low, berserker barrage. But just Google it, look it up on YouTube. You'll see the clips. He was an annoying little prick, but one of the most popular characters. Love my man Logan as a character, but on Marvel Capcom 2, man, I hated to deal with him. But this one, if you looked at the images, you can tell that he can get in those real good poses, low to the ground, in the way. Comes with an awesome effect. It looks like Berserker Barrage, where he does the X at the end when he comes through after his special. They haven't done a Silver Samurai figure in like 15 years. So that's definitely worth it. Brand new scope on that. That was the very first one I saw, but they're going to do the Juggernaut, and I've seen the Juggernaut, and it is nice. However, any collector is going to tell you that even if you have that Juggernaut, the definitive Juggernaut to have in your collection is always, to me, going to be the Marvel Select Juggernaut, better than 85th anniversary. Always, to me, the number one Juggernaut, even though it's like half statue. Everybody knows that it has it, but they love it regardless because it performs. fifth one, any display that you might have paired with Marvel Legends. I mean, just an amazing figure. But the Juggernaut from Marvel, from Diamond Select, what was formerly Diamond Select. We call it Marvel Select, but you know, rest in peace to that company. But they definitely gave us the definitive Juggernaut. You just have to have it, even if you have more than one in your collection, which most people do. You have to have that Juggernaut. So they're going to give us, as I said, the Wolverine Silver Samurai pack. You're going to have a Captain America and Venom, Blue Venom. You're going to have War Machine, and I forgot who he's paired with. But he's somebody. Excuse me. War Machine's with somebody. I forgot who it is. Somebody out there in the comments, I'm sure, will correct me. But there's going to be War Machine and somebody. It'll come to me. But he's in a two-pack. Of course, that giant, Gigantos is what it's called, but really it's Shumagorath, I believe. That's what I think it is. That's coming. A Juggernaut by himself. And I'm trying to think if I left anything out. Because Gamerverse has dropped a lot. Well, these are all November. So that's why I say your wallet is done. They're all going to drop to around $60, between $60 and $80, depending on what it is. They're going to tear your wallet up. But Hasbro's really cooking. You know, they had a slow start to the year. They were doing good, but they put out some decent stuff. I mean, they really have. They re-released that Arc. Well, I don't say re-released, but they did the X-Force version of Archangel, which is basically a re-release of the previous version. But don't get me wrong, an amazing figure. I didn't have the previous version, so for me, that wins. They put that out. They put out. Who else who am I forgetting about? I mean, there's so many figures that they've dropped, but they've come. I think they kind of got conservative for the first half of the year. You know, you did have that Archangel, which to me was going to lead in the pack, and of course you had the Gamerverse, and you Venom. Then you had the Kingpin, who is being released in his black costume. I know your Uncle Sunday gets to sleep, probably do. This is a tough job, I tell you. You've got the Kingpin that's now in his black suit. You've already got the white suit. And then, of course, there's the Marvel Legends Kingpin, which will always be my Kingpin, the giant one in the retro card in the white suit. That's my Kingpin. Whenever I envision Kingpin, that's where my mind goes, is for that one. But nonetheless, I digress. You've got the white version of the Gamerverse, and then you've got the black suit version of the Gamerverse from Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man. If you haven't played those games, they're outstanding. What are you doing with your life? Please play those. But Gamerverse is a line that's really cooking. I mean, SH Figure Arts is making Cyclops with thongs, and I think it's really overblown. We got to see that figure at the San Diego Comic-Con. You got to see it recently, and now I didn't hear a lot of thong jokes. I'm sure eventually I will, but I didn't hear a lot of them there at the con. I can say that figure looked really, really good. A lot of the stuff did. Jada Toys, who has been absolutely crushing it for quite some time now, especially with the Street Fighter figures. They made Storm come out of retirement, but Storm has a lot of lines. But they made Storm and said, man, let's get a piece of this Street Fighter pie. Y'all out here making the best figures under $30. I stand on that. 10 toes down, 11 toes down, 12 toes down on that. I think Jada makes some of the best figures at under $30. That is an undeniable fact. You can look at any of their figures from Street Fighter, and now they're taking on Invincible, but just from the Street Fighter line, that video comes out next week here on this channel, but you don't have to just take my word for it. Go Google it for yourself. Look at any channel that's reviewed the Jada Street Fighter line in the past year. Those figures have been great, and as much as I like Storm, I love Storm. You guys know that. They're back. Storm figures right there over my shoulder. But Storm didn't complete the Mortal Kombat line. There's a lot of good characters, but didn't complete the line. And one of the things that you want as a collector, if you're really a collector, is you want a complete line. If it's something you're really interested in. A lot of us dibble and dabble and grab different things from this line or whatnot. But we do have some completionists out there, and the people that are completionists, I completely understand that. They want to grab everything in that line, and Jada actually is going to complete this Street Fighter line, which round of applause for Jada. Thank you for doing that. But yes, the Gamerverse line is really doing some big things. As I said, Marvel had a slow year going. They released some stuff. The controversial Maximum Hulk, which now people have come around and understand that it is a good figure, just a little bit high price, but a damn good figure. So, respect the Maximum Hulk. When it comes to Gamerverse, I did have, they kicked it off, and I'm reaching over here so you can see it. They kicked it off with none other than this. Ah, yes, the Thanos and Psylocke 2-pack. This is what kicks everything off. Yes, it does have the game background, Marvel Capcom. Everybody seems to be in it for Psylocke as opposed to Thanos, which he is reused, but they did make some changes in this sculpt, so it's not all reused. He is different than the OG Thanos that came with the Infinity Gauntlet. He has it too on the snap. He has a snap hand. But the OG one there, that a lot of people had the King Thanos head with the braided beard, all that. This guy appears to be a little bit of reuse. The color scheme is different. He's more of an orange as opposed to that one being gold. But definitely, as you can see, a really dope figure. As I said, the Psylocke is really nice. But yeah, this is what all these people are going crazy over right now. It is a Target exclusive. Feel how you want to feel about that. But that is definitely the figure that everybody's trying to track down, including and especially if you're out here, George, you know I gotta say it, especially scalpers are out here going crazy trying to get their hands on it. Everybody's dumping this Thanos figure because they want the Psylocke. That Thanos figure is a good figure. I see it for $30 everywhere right now, but it's a good figure. I say that to say the Gamerverse line is hot, man. So, but this November is going to be crazy because all those figures I just mentioned, those are November. You've got Storm dropping like Street Fighter figures in coming in November. Jada has not stopped dropping figures. I think they've got something in November. They just, at the time of recording, either just put out Vega or he will just be out. You've got Storm that's going to have Sagat. They're going to try to get him out before then. Because Jada's already gotten theirs out. It's an amazing figure. You've seen him right there over my shoulder back there. He is right over there, somewhere in that neighborhood. Oh, that's a good stretch, but he's back there. Definitely a good figure. You know, you're into Street Fighter and Jada, or whether either way, it's a figure that I think deserves to be in your collection. 100%. There's no doubt about that. Shout out to Todd McFarlane. I know the Todd father is listening. He's heating up, man. He is showing you what you do. When the license is about to come to an end, you squeeze every bit of blood out of that turnip that they say you can't get blood out of. The Todd father is doing it. So he's giving us man, I think he's digging deep into the obscure character bags now. I mean, he's putting out, I saw Metron, Kite Man, come on now. He is digging out there. He is in the rogue gallery of the who's who of obscure is who Todd McFarlane is picking right now. You know, he's going to have a Superman and Batman because that sells, right? But it's crazy that he is picking. I mean, some of the characters I've seen over the last year. You know, if you go back to my main man, Captain Carrot, Question, now we're getting Kite Man, Metron, all the figures that you wouldn't expect. They're coming out. Shout out to Marvel Legends, who's about to release, I think, in December. I heard they're finally going to put out the Power Princess. They're going to reissue that, Astonishing Wolverine, and the Zabu Cable. All of those are going to be reissued in December. So not only is November going to be a month where you'll be upset because of what comes out, December's not going to be much better. It's Christmas, and then of course they're gonna put figures out there too. They're focusing on Gamerverse in November, and in December they got Legends coming. Like this Power Princess is going to do real well when she drops. A lot of people wanted it. They didn't put a whole lot out, so she was rare. So secondhand market was always outrageous with the prices. And then of course you had the scalpers that were out there doing their thing, and they're not happy about the reissue. Astonishing Wolverine, and they're not. So if you go out there, I'm not telling you not to buy it. If you need an Astonishing Wolverine, if you just have to have Power Princess and can't wait till December for the reissue, hey, I get it. Just know that you're going to pay absorbent prices, more than likely, unless you come across a great deal. Most of the people I'm seeing are scalpers. Just like the Dragon Man, which is an amazing figure, just got out from Hasbro Upholstery. You know, that was a HasLab that didn't require funding. Pre-order from last year. It's out now, and I saw a guy on eBay, I can't think of his name, but it said support small business. This is the figure, I think it was $90. He's charging like $188 to support small business. Buddy, get out of here with that. Want to support small business for $90? You know what my answer? I mean, one for $180 and the figure is barely 90. You know what my answer to that is? That's my answer to that. I ain't supporting no small businesses doing that. And what you mean by small business? You mean support scalpers. And we don't hear on this channel. You know, reselling is okay. I do know some resellers. I'll support a reseller if I need something off the secondhand market. You know, it's a fair price because there are resellers that aren't out here to bust your head to the white meat, right? I got no problem with them. But all of you scalpers, and you know who you are, the guys that are out here giving our collection, giving our hobby a bad name. Not just you guys are doing figures, but you Pokemon guys. I keep telling y'all need to take a chill pill and calm down because y'all are giving everybody that collects anything a bad name with all this fighting and questioning why one order, why you can't have more. It's outrageous. So everybody just needs to calm down and try to enjoy the hobby. I get it. It's hard out here for a bill. I wouldn't know I'm not one, but we got to chill out, man. Everybody's meant to enjoy the hobby. Whether you collect Hot Wheels or shoes or Funko Pops or whatever it may be. You may have whatever you like to collect. It's fine, but we really need to chill out, folks, with what we're on that. Let's still be responsible people when we're collecting. Okay, so this year should be really, really good. November and December, let's say, with all these figures that are hitting, you'll have new figures, you'll have reissues of figures. I mean, X-Men 97 and that wave, second wave is coming with Emma Frost and Sabu. I'm not sure saying Emma Frost and X-Men 97 came in, which looks really, really cool, by the way. That's going to be out. All those figures. See, we're going to be the reissue going to be hitting. This is wave 2 of X-Men 97. So all those figures are going to be hitting out there. They just did a reissue, as you know, of Wolverine and Rogue, which were both kind of hard to come by at that time. So if you didn't get your hands on one, you should be able to get it. You should by now be able to get your hands on Jean Grey with the boots that should have been yellow, but they're not. But we won't go there. I'll leave that alone. You guys know, if you know, you know. Shout out to my main man, Matt Shackman. If you've been watching the channel, you guys know I want to definitely give a huge shout out to him for giving us a good Fantastic Four movie and treating my favorite character of all time. That is the one and only Galactus, treating him with the respect that he deserves to be treated with. So thank you, Matt Shackman, for that. If you have not seen Fantastic Four, I won't spoil it for you. Go on out and see it. It's a fantastic movie, no pun intended. Definitely go see it. We'll be checking out Superman here because I didn't get a chance to check that out. We'll be checking that out shortly. It's a good time for movies, definitely. For me, Fantastic Four was all I needed because I'm a Galactus fan, and you know that, right? If you watch this channel, you absolutely know that. Everybody likes what they like. Like I said, man, I ain't got no problem. But yes, November and December, I would tell you start saving right now because your wallet has no chance, zero chance, okay? I'm telling you right now, you got a better chance of throwing smoke through a keyhole than you do of saving money in November and December if you're a collector. It's gonna be a lot of men that are gonna be telling a lot of stories and lies to their wives and girlfriends about why they're in the toil aisle or where they're going, where that money is going, because I know they're gonna be spending. I'm gonna see them out there, right? Getting some of this new hotness that's gonna be dropping, man. But definitely, without question, this 2025 has been a year for collectors. I mean, it's the rise of the small companies. My main man, Clever from Clever's Multiverse, said it in his latest video, and it's true. It's the rise of the small companies. Although, Hasbro's out here doing their thing, as in NECA with that amazing Casey Jones from the last Roman Night Watcher last year. That's an amazing figure. The last Roman series has just been all, slam dunk to me, anyway. But it's not just about the big guys. Jada, being a small company, is out here doing it. Loki, there's a lot of them that are putting out some good stuff. Valorverse doesn't get enough credit for what they do either. I mean, there's a lot of small companies. So while I beat the drum of, and McFarlane, I get it, he's privately owned, so he operates differently, but he's still a major company in most people's eyes. I see him that way. He just gets to do what he wants because it's his company, man. He likes to make things that are cool. But definitely he does that. Shout out to Tommy Collar. But it's not all about the big guys. The small guys are putting in work. I don't think anybody's putting in work like Jada is right now. I just think Jada Torres is absolutely crushing it right now. That is a fact. You can go look at any review channel and Jada Toys and any of their toys they put out, and especially their Street Fighter stuff. I mean, these guys took the cereal mascots and made some busting figures, right? That Tony the Tiger, outstanding. Count Chocula, Blueberry, Frankenberry. They took the breakfast cereals and brought life to them and made amazing figures out of those guys. So they're not playing any game. They're Street Fighter figures, top notch. They're going to complete the line again. As I said, I'm happy about that. But yeah, 2025, no matter who you follow, whether it's small guys, and when I say small companies like Jada or Battleverse or Mythic Legions or Four Horsemen, all of that, whether you support them or whether you support NECA or Funko or Marvel Legends, which is Hasbro, support who you support. Like who you like, but my point in saying those names is that there is an abundance of riches that we as collectors have had access to so far, period, but especially in 2025. It's been by committee, like 2024, I think really was just Hasbro's year with Marvel Legends. I think they knocked it out of the park. It was their year and it wasn't close. But 25 has been different, man. 25 has been different because the power dynamic, I think, is going to shift from these bigger companies to the smaller guys, because they're putting out great stuff at great prices. That's not to say that NECA or Hasbro or McFarlane is not doing it, because they are doing it, but they haven't had that competition except amongst themselves. So now they've got competition from small people, like I said, the aforementioned Jada Toys. They are doing great work. Anytime you're putting pressure on a company like Storm Collectibles, you've got to be doing something right, man. So 2025, hold on to your wallet, make the best decision for you and your family and your safety, so your wife or girlfriend won't kill you. But do what you got to do to support your collection. Just be careful, okay? But 2025, man, dinner is still cooking. You hear me? They're still serving. Everybody's serving. Everybody eating. It's a great year. So take your time. Go out there and collect, and you should be able to find some amazing stuff. That Nemesis Build-A-Figure wave, outstanding all the way through. I mean, so many good figures. Four Horsemen and Mythic Legions, great figures without question. Funko's put out some cool Funko Pops. I can't say enough about the Sesame Street line that NECA's doing, as well as the Turtles. You got Norman Turtlehead too. Fantastic job on Last Ronin. I mean, there's just been something for every single person. Shout out Lego. Shout out my main man Cam C, aka Mind and Mind Bricks, on Instagram. Go out and follow him. He's got some amazing Legos, because I've been seeing cats lately dropping, man amounts of WAP on Lego. They're getting small Legos, big Legos, and these things, man. I just did a speed champion, right? I'm so proud of my little Mustang. It took me forever to do, because I hadn't touched a Lego in decades. But Legos, these guys all said the same thing people do. It's such a quiet, peaceful hobby. I enjoy it. I enjoy building. And it's cool. I've done it, man, and it is. Well, it was a little frustrating for me because I ain't been in the game in a minute. But I can see why people would say that. Collecting, and I'm going to count the Lego collectors in here. They're collectors too. That is their drug of choice, and I don't blame them. It is cool. Lego has some amazing things. The Nike Dunk out. They've got things from Transformers to G.I. Joe to everything you can think of, man. They're making some good figures, right? And if you're curious about Transformers, I still hadn't done anything yet, because I'm waiting to talk to my man Clever's Multiverse to get a breakdown of the Transformers. Because where I came from, they were die-cast, and now they wear all these classes, legal classes and everything else. Transformers is deep. He's got a video on his channel. I'm going to watch it too. Again, I'm going to rewatch it. So I advise you all to check out Clever's Multiverse for pop-broken content, but definitely if you need a Cliff Notes version of what's going on with the Transformers, he's definitely got that for you. But look, folks, I'm going to get out of here. I'm not going to take up your time. Shout out to Darkside. Looks amazing right there. Folks, this is a good year for collecting, right? So let's go out and let's collect responsibly. Let's not have any fights or any of this drama or stupidness and all scalpers and all that. Let's just calm down. Let's everybody try to do what we're supposed to do with this hobby, and that's enjoy it and share it with one another. That's what we're supposed to do. Even if you don't share it, you're supposed to enjoy your hobby, enjoy your passion. Okay, so let's keep that in mind and try to be human beings and compassionate to the next person if you can. Please treat people the way you want to be treated. If everybody did that, life would be so much better, and the world would be a damn better place. But anyway, I'm not here to preach to you. As I wanted to say, thank you so much for joining me, a bald guy here on the internet. I will come back at you this week with another video. I think that's the Jada toy one we've been talking about. That's going to drop next Thursday. We will be back, God willing, we'll be back at our normal time for episode 12 of Catch the Fade podcast. And I should have special guests on there, hopefully. So next week might be a couple of surprises. We'll see. Get out there and watch yourself some movies. Go see Superman. Go see Fantastic Four, man. Support James Gunn and DC and support Marvel. You don't have to be on one side of the fence. If you are, that's cool. But I'm a person that doesn't feel like you have to hate something to like something else. I don't think I use wrestling as a prime example. Just because I watch WWE doesn't mean I hate AEW. I love AEW. Doesn't mean that I don't watch both brands. Doesn't mean I don't like Ring of Honor. Doesn't mean I don't watch TNA. Doesn't mean I don't watch New Japan. I support all of those because I'm a wrestling fan. I'm a collector, which is why I have multiple lines, right? So look, folks, enjoy, and let's go out here and enjoy this hobby. Please do that. Be good to yourself and be good to someone else along the way. You never know who you may help, because we all sometimes are battling demons and battles that you may not know. You can be the difference between life and death for a person simply by what you say or what you do. I swear to you, that is the truth. I hate to end that on a serious note, but that's a positive note, and that's something that everybody should remember. You never know what a person's going through. You can affect their life so greatly simply by being nice. So folks, until we meet again, as I always say, please continue to stay collected. Please continue to stay tuned. As you saw across that banner, all of our various social media platforms. Follow us there. Please, please, please read that ticker right there. And above all, ladies and gentlemen, the most important thing, let's be peaceful and stay great. I will see you all again soon, man. Peace out. God bless each and every one of you. Thank y'all for tuning in.